What's up, folks? So I've been upping my Star Wars X-Wing miniatures game content recently, and I've been hearing more and more from new and returning players to the game, which is awesome. And I really love the comments I've been getting. And if you have any questions at all, drop them on a chat or drop them in a comment, whatever. I'd be happy to reply, help answer specific questions, and that can influence future videos that may be exactly the content that you're looking for. We'll see. But I did want to take a minute to go ahead and shout out the X-Wing Community Hub. This is a really amazing resource that puts together a lot of what us old hat gamers have kind of put together across the internet for years, and is all stuff that we are aware of, know how to find, but it's kind of all over the place, right? So this is the first effort since I've been playing 1.0 in like 2013. Um, Probably 2014. I don't know. Years blend. Anyway, the first unified effort that I've seen anywhere to put all of the resources in one place. Now, I've seen Discord servers that do it, Facebook servers, groups that do it, Reddit pages, whatever. There's a lot of stuff out there where you can find your people, and that's awesome. I love that. But this is the first one that truly tries to consolidate everything. It's super ambitious. It's a lot of work, and Jim Bob, who you can find on Discord with questions there, shout the guy out, is an amazing dude, really terrific to work with. I put a little content on here, done some feedback. Really, really appreciate the work that he has done. Yeah, there we go. So it's split into the different categories. You've got your Padawan learner, your basic stuff. There's your intermediate stuff. Then your community stuff, where you can find some of those community pages I talked about. Then you've got things like your blogs, podcasts, and videos. And then you've got your advanced, and we'll talk about that in a minute. And then you've got your fan-created content, which there are things like, if you haven't heard of it, there's a single-player that can be multiplayer campaign called the Heroes of the Artillery Cluster, where you can do like a little tabletop RPG in the X-Wing rule set, right? There are actual rules in there to do a... Let's jump straight to that and take a look. Yeah, right on top. Boo! Yeah, this is awesome. So here's the Artillery Cluster, the files you need to do it, and then the game itself. This is so cool. I really, really love that this is a thing. I have personally not tried it, but I've seen it played a little bit and heard a ton about it. So if you don't have a play group, or you're just getting into the game and want to try it, or you have a tight-knit group of friends that would love the idea of having your plucky X-Wings level up game to game, this is the thing for you. It's a little bit also like the Warhammer 40k Crusade rules, but for X-Wing, so I love it. So a lot of this is dedicated to that, and then if you do want to print out, you can customize cards, or you can actually have cards that are standardized loadouts. You can make those Tarot-sized large-scale cards that have all the upgrades printed on them. So you have a pilot you always fly in a specific way, go to Infinite Arenas over here, request a print, boom. Very, very cool site that lets you do very thematic stuff and do the large-scale homebrew stuff on here. And then there's a lot of stuff in here that I don't even know. This is really handy. You can play X-Wing online with a pretty big community with Tabletop Simulator, and I've done a little bit of that. And the tutorial here is really helpful, and you probably will see that in a couple other places. You've also got Aces High is another way to play the game, where everybody gets a single ship. You have spawn points across the map, and you dogfight it out, and whoever gets the most kills wins, but also every time your ship dies, you respawn, and there's some other rules for that too. Anyway, that is that. I'm going to start with the basics, though. Padawan Learner, this is a really good place for like, where do I buy stuff? What do I buy? There's some really good places to get these starters. Those are just like, if you're interested in the game at all, start there. Start with the starter packs. And then there's also the Learn to Play rulebook, which honestly, I would recommend jumping in with the advanced rules, just basic squads. Learn the rules first, and then you can figure out the ships after. The rules are not that bad. Relative to any other game like this, it certainly is a good way to play. It is best if at least one person in your play group has read them and thoroughly and understands them and can kind of be the judge and ref for everyone else. Or if everyone can read them and keep up, more power to you. So, anyway, I don't want this to be too long, but yeah, so first buys, first kind of what is this game, how do I play it, and then the AMG Discord is a really great place to jump in and kind of initially hang out with the community too. Then you've got the Atomic Mass Games rules forum, where you can ask your questions and see the answers to those pesky rules questions from the official judges. So these rulings are official, so no fighting over that at the table. And then, of course, the official rules documents right there. That'll have the scenarios, the actual full play rules, all the stuff you really need to get started and get into it. And then we've got your intermediate. This is really good stuff. I would actually consider the squad builders to be arguably more important than that. I would have put those in the beginning, because these are ways that you can actually build out your squads. That will actually spend the upgrade points for your loadout and then use the squad points for your ships. But yeah, there's some very cool stuff here. Ooh, we got a buying guide. Nice, nice. And there's so much stuff on here, I can't even keep track of it all. A tips and tricks doc. One of our veteran players put together a community survey where it's just like, what are all of the little tips and tricks? And this is a great one to help level up your game or just kind of theory craft a bit about the game as you're learning to play it. You got your probability calculator if you really, really want to know, like, is it better in this situation to take an evade or a focus? This can help you kind of go through that and test out to see what the actual odds are of your dice rolls. A doc right here that specifically tracks the differences between the latest two editions of X-Wing. We've got a blog here all about returning to X-Wing. There's some great stuff. And then this is my video. Look at that. I love to see that on here. That just is a breakdown of the history of X-Wing as it's gone from 1.0 to the current 2.5. It's kind of just a nice way to walk through it real quick. And I actually made this video, and Jim Bob reached out to me and asked to add it to the hub, which was a huge vote of confidence, and I really appreciated that. So, of course, he gets a shout out too. Next. And so this is more of the podcast and videos. There's a bunch of stuff here. Gold Squadron are the luminaries that have been around forever. They are the ones that got me really up and running in the game, who I listened to a lot when I wasn't able to play. So terrific guys. You can look at their backlogs and their YouTube channel. They have a ton of stuff there. Off Meta has some really awesome deep dive interviews with some of the specific individuals in the community. Very, very good. Yaxby is a little bit more up and coming. It's a fun group. Yeah. I'm not going to make any accent jokes because they know it. But anyway, great dudes. Met them in person at Worlds this past year. So really good team. Yeah, so these are the podcasts to really get into. Sith Takers also. Oh, God, I can't even. Excuse me. I shouldn't shout up anyone. On Twitch, you've got 312 Squadron. You've also got Gold Squadron on Twitch to watch actual commentated games. To kind of watch them play, how people play lists, and see sort of where things go. Battle reports. Ooh. And this is another streaming one. Okay, so the YouTube streaming channel. Nice. I'm not going to go through all of this because there's a ton. But this is a wonderful resource to look at these, be like, hey, I want more. What else? Where else do I go to find this? There's me. There's my playlist again. Yeah, but there's a ton out there. And, oh, Fun Walk. Man, I need to find your streaming channel, Fun Walk. It's right there. There's actually a lot of Twitch that I wasn't even aware of. I need to get more on Twitch. Nice. And so this is another shout out to Gold Squadron Podcast's YouTube, where they do some really great learning content. Still some of the best resources out there going all the way back. How to build a list, Yeah, look at that. Okay. And then I don't even know what's in the advanced stuff. This is probably too advanced for me. Oh, we're going to talk about this. So these are all different tools you can use to analyze the performance of ships and pilots. List Fortress will show you tournament lists. MetaWing will actually let you analyze like how ships are performing in games, like based on tournament results, what's done well, where, and how. Pink Brain Matter is similar. Rollbetter is really good tournament software that will let you kind of look at tournaments and actually organize and or participate in tournaments. Advanced Targeting Computers, another statistics thing. Pattern Analyzer. We're going to look at all of these in more detail in another video. Great stuff there. And then, of course, we started with the whole operation was your idea of this stuff. So there it is. That is the X-Wing Hub. I will have a link in the description. Hopefully this is a helpful tool. And yeah, cheers. Enjoy. Welcome to X-Wing. Or welcome back to X-Wing. Or if you're just watching my video for fun, hi.